Just another bad weekend for good old Anheuser-Busch. Another week ahead of them of trying to fix this problem that they've got going on that they cannot seem to find a way out of. Though they do try. They have tried their best to get out of the situation that they're in, and it's just not working. They've tried to put out more friendly advertisements that are more in line with what people would expect from them. They've tried to give out 2 non-apologies now. Well, one of them they put out on social media. The other one they gave to their investors, which they knew would get out. So technically it's kind of a second non-apology. That is, of course, the one where they said that this was just one advertising thing. It was one can. It was never approved. Though why would they need to seek approval if it's from the head of your marketing? They tried to basically throw everybody under the bus. And what that is an attempt to save their jobs, all the executives, because I would be willing to bet at this point, the guy that sits at the top of the Budlight board and possibly maybe even Anheuser-Busch might lose their jobs at this point. They might get fired. And I don't even know if that'll fix what's happened to the brand image of this company. I personally don't think they can possibly fix it. Though there are apparently 3 ways out of this situation, as this outlet is reporting. They're kind of a Bud Light brand themselves lately, but the 3 likely ways Bud Light disaster might end, and only one is good news. What are those 3 ways? Well, exactly what you would expect, to be honest. They can either surrender to the left and completely go all in on ESG and do another campaign with Dylan, and maybe all of the wine drinkers will put down their wine or their mimosas and drink Bud Light. Probably not going to happen, but sure. This seems to be the path for many companies. They could also surrender to the right, but by doing that, they've already infuriated the left. They're getting boycotts on both sides. I covered this over the weekend in a video. Both sides are now mad because they've thrown Dylan under the bus. So now you've got gay bars boycotting them. So both sides are mad now. The other scenario is the crash and burn scenario. The result that is more likely than it should be. They could have their Bud Light execs eventually replaced, and even their corporate bosses are all afraid to pick a side. Instead, much like New Coke, they let the product line die. This time they throw marketing and corporate support to a new light beer, or maybe more than one. So Bud Light end and come up with like new ultra light or something. I don't know. Because as they point out here, their USA brand is kind of done. So you're probably going to see some executives get fired. You're probably going to see, I don't know, could Bud Light die? It's an interesting way to let it go. It might be what they have to do. They're going to have to rebrand this. That's basically what it'll do. It'll be the same thing in a new can. Though personally, I think it's more than Bud Light. Their entire brand is down as a whole. So I don't know how well that'll work. However, it's only going to get worse because now Donald Trump has actually talked about this. So this is going to keep it going big time. He's been rather quiet on it. And he probably should have said something a while ago. But now he's chiming in and speaking on the situation, and he's not defending it, which is wise. His son did that. That didn't look good. But he came out and basically said, money does talk. Now, he said this on Truth Social, and he said It's time to beat the radical left at their own game. Money does talk. Anheuser-Busch now understands that. Great new book by Wayne Allen Root. Buy your copy today, he said on Truth Social. So he was on there praising this book, and he tied in Anheuser-Busch to it. But he finally did say something, and he has been getting some criticism for that, by the way, on not chiming in, because usually he always does. I mean, if you remember back in 2016, he even made fun of Ghostbusters, the shitty one, the female one, the one with all the washed up, awful, unfunny female comedians that was nowhere near. In fact, nowhere near. It's like galaxies apart from the original, which is a masterpiece movie. Probably one of the best movies written, to be honest. Ghostbusters is almost a perfect movie. If you've never seen it, you should definitely watch it. So he did finally chime in. And as they point out here in the article, his son on his podcast Triggered got a lot of backlash when he said he's not for destroying an American iconic company for something like this. Well, they're not an American company anymore. I think they're like a Belgium company now. I forget who bought them, but they're not. It's not even an American company anymore. So, listen. There's plenty of other beers out there. The memory will be there. But if they're willing to go against their own base like that, then, yeah, they deserve to be ruined and broke. They deserve it. During a call with investors, Anheuser-Busch CEO spoke about decline, saying the company has significantly increased our investments in Budlight. That's, of course, in response to everything going on with the marketing. And they're going to try to just make as many patriotic commercials as they can. I don't know how well that's going to work, but it'll sure as hell be fun to watch because they turn the comments off on all of the videos and everything. This was the result of one can, he said in the call. It was not made for production or to sell to general public. It was one post, not a formal campaign or advertisement. Well, it was enough to get you ruined. So that's where we're at. Trump getting involved in this is going to make things worse for them because now, he's got a massive base. So if anything, just him mentioning it like he did reinforces everything. So now this will keep going. And they want this to stop because we're now at the point where you're going to see high-level CEOs possibly get fired. And that's what they don't want. That's what they care about the most is their own damn jobs over everything. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video, comment below. Share the video, hit that notification bell. Make sure you're still subscribed or subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.